Let's take a moment to talk about the structure and organization of a speech. You all have something to say, but what's the best way to say it? Your ideas need to be organized in a certain way that makes sense for your audience. You want to string them together in such a way that you're not confusing and your audience can follow what you're talking about throughout your speech. And that's what this video is going to talk about. However, first, I want to talk about soda pop. One of my favorite beverages is IBC root beer. It's delicious. I like how it comes in glass bottles, and I just really like that flavor, so IBC root beer has been something that I've enjoyed ever since I was old enough to have soda. IBC. If you like root beer, try it sometime. Now let me explain how IBC root beer ties into organizing your speeches. See, your finished speeches will be in what I like to call the IBC format. 3 sections with different parts in each section. IBC stands for introductory paragraph, body, and concluding paragraph. And IBC is just kind of an easy way to remember those sections. Now within each of those sections are different parts. Let's look at what makes up the introductory paragraph. The very first thing that you will say when you give a speech is your hook. You want to capture the audience's attention and keep it, so always start with your hook. Next, you'll give the audience your thesis statement. Your thesis statement is a preview of your speech. It tells the audience what your topic is, what you'll be talking about for the remainder of your speech. It is super important, and you need to be very clear about your thesis when you give a speech. If you're writing an essay, you might be able to get away with something a little bit more artistic, but for our speeches, you want to come right out and tell the audience what it is that they're going to hear about. Okay, so that's the first section. The second big section of your speeches will be the body of the speech. This is where you'll talk about specific ideas. A good speech will have 3 distinct body paragraphs. Each of those paragraphs should have a clear focus and topic sentence. The C part of our IBC model is that concluding paragraph, and it has 2 separate parts. The first part is your summary, which is really just a simple restating of your thesis, so it should be pretty easy to write. Finally, the last thing you need to do is give a closing statement. I call this a button, because after you say it, you can just button your lip, which just means stop talking. Now if you want, and it's not a bad idea, you can thank your audience for listening, or thank them for their time as part of the button. And that's it. It's a pretty simple concept if you can remember IBC and what goes into each of those sections. Now we'll be making a visual representation of this format in class, so I hope you took good notes.